Yes. New upgrade on the minivan. Tell you about that later. Yeah, the Mini is here. Okay, we're at the creek today because it's 97 degrees, hence the board shorts. But we got the Starlink Mini on deck. I'm gonna go through a quick unboxing, go through all the stats, the speed, the cost, if you can pause the service, what you get with the service, and everything you wanted to know. So let's get into it. So here we are with both of my vehicles in this remote location. The minivan was scraping quite a bit because it's so low, especially with that bike rack on there. Let me know in the comments, guys, should I lift the minivan like I did with my old minivan? Throw some airbags in there, maybe a 3.5-inch lift. But one of the reasons why you don't see me out here very often, even though I love being secluded out here in nature, is because there is no internet reception. And as much as I love being unplugged, away from social media and phone calls and text messages and yada yada, I also need to be connected for work and to upload these videos. So ever since the Starlink Mini was announced, I was very excited, seeing that the size is a lot smaller and the router and everything else with it is built in, and it also runs on 12 volt instead of 110. Okay, let's see what's in the box. Okay, little pull tab. Love that noise. And boom, here we go. Okay, here's the actual dish. Oh my goodness. You can see how small it is. Mini is correct. Okay, we'll set that aside for now. See what else is in the box. Okay, we got the power cord here. Okay. And we got the little mount. This one does come with a, AC port, but you can run the Starlink Mini off a 12 volt, which is the main reason why I wanted it, and because everything, the router and all the other accessory parts are built right into the dish. So the router and everything else is right behind this tiny little dish here. As opposed to the Gen 3 or Gen 2, you're gonna have to have a separate router, a separate power source, etc. Okay, Editor Dave here, and as I mentioned, this is the cord that you need. It's gonna be a DC barrel here to a USB-C, and as you can see there, it says PD 100 watts. That means this can handle up to 100 watts. Keep in mind, not all USB-C cables are created equal. I'm going to throw a link in the description for this exact cable, and it's guaranteed to work, no issues. Okay, on the back of the Starlink is a barrel hole right there. Gonna get this guy, plug it right in. Now it has an extra long cable, I like that. Now on this side, we're gonna plug it into the provided AC port, but like I mentioned, USB-C also works. Plug it right in. We're gonna plug this into a battery source like this one, but we are using 70 watts. Okay, now with the Mini, we're gonna go ahead and put it on the dash. Okay, temporary spot for the Starlink Mini. Now let's go ahead and finish the setup here. Check for obstructions, okay? This is all gonna be done within the Starlink app. Oh, here we go. Scan the entire sky. Now it's just checking for any obstructions. And we're going to do this in real time so you can see, okay, estimated obstructions, and it's connecting. So I want to do this in real time so you guys know, once you guys get your Starlink Mini, this is what the setup process is like. Okay, connect to Starlink Wi-Fi, connect to your Starlink Wi-Fi network in your device settings and come back. It may take 30 seconds to appear. Okay, so let's go to the Wi-Fi settings here. Starlink, there it is, you see that? Okay, turning on, connected. Starlink pairs successfully. Your phone is connected to Starlink. Next, let's get your Starlink connected to the internet and optimize your setup. Okay, we'll hit continue. Now it's currently downloading an update, so I'm going to check back as soon as this update is downloaded. But before we go to the creek, I always like to safeguard my most prized possession, my home on wheels, with one of these. Now you young folks probably don't even know what this is. Worst comes to worst, you can use this as a weapon. That's my purse! That's my purse! You let that go! Booyah! See this? Let me go ahead and put it together. I'm guessing millennials, Gen Xers, maybe even Gen Zers know what this is. But all you teenagers out there probably don't even know. Yes, you guessed it. It is a wheel lock. It comes with a special set of keys. Okay, check out this lock. There's a little cross-shaped key, as you can see here. It makes it a little difficult to break in. And there's going to be a red dot here. You're going to line it up with this notch. Just like that. Now we are secure, and I love that sound it makes. Let's do it a couple more times, just because. You know what that sound is? It's the sound of security. Not to mention, worst comes to worst, you can use this thing as a weapon. Ah! Get back! Get back! No! 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 That's my purse! Here we go. Slide it right in. Lock it in place. Now we can go to the creek. Okay. Go! Okay, it looks like we're still downloading an update, but here's the Starlink app. You can get into the statistics, network, obstructions, and the speed test, settings, support, alignment, give them real-time feedback. Let's check out the speed test. Let's go ahead and run it. Woohoo! Look at that! Okay, look at this. Stabilizing at 140 Mbps. And let's check the upload. Still working. Upload is 14.7 Mbps. Absolutely amazing. This is fast enough to pretty much do anything. Upload videos, play games, etc. Now you might get a little bit of latency playing some games that need the absolute quickest frame rate. But for everybody else, look at this, 140 in a spot where I could not get reception with Verizon. Okay, what's up guys? I wanted to take you to the Starlink app to let you know all the stats and details. Now, as far as the Starlink Mini, it will cost $5.99 depending on where you live. Now, if you're in a country where the internet is scarce, the Mini is going to cost $2.99. Here in the USA, Colorado, it's $5.99. And you have a choice of two different types of services, as you can see here. The regional here, it's going to be unlimited. Use as much internet as your heart contends for $150. If you have some security cameras in here, might as well connect it to the Starlink and power it 24/7. If you happen to step away from your vehicle and you want to monitor your van, and when you leave, you can do that. For me, so far, I only have the Roam, which is 50 gigabytes for $50. Basically $1 a gigabyte. And if you go over the 50, it's still $1 a gigabyte. Now, I'm more likely than not going to use over 50 gigabytes pretty quickly, especially if you're out here in the sticks and bricks for any extended amount of time and you're streaming 4K videos. You're going to be burning through that 50 gigabytes pretty quick. But I thought I'd just try it because most of the times I'm in the city. That may change now that I have the Starlink. But I also have hotspot on my phone, so I wanted to save a little bit of money instead of paying for both lines. But I may end up just doing the regionals since this is so nice. Being connected with y'all on the internet and also being connected with all the squirrels and deer and ticks as well. It's tick season. So there you go. Those are your two service plans. The regional is unlimited for $150, and the Roam is limited to 50 gigabytes or $1 per gig after that 50 gigabytes. Now, I don't know if you're anything like me, but I had a few burning questions. One of them is, let's say I got the Mini Roam 50 gigabyte service, but then I have a road trip coming up and I'm going to be out here in the boonies, BFE, without any internet service. Can I switch services on the fly? And the answer to that is yes. And shout out to whoever answered this question for me. Let me look for it now. So if you want to change from the Roam plan, the 50 gigabyte plan, to the unlimited, you certainly can. And this is how it works. The change will be effective immediately. You will be charged a prorated cost dependent on the plan monthly cost difference and the time remaining on your billing cycle. That makes sense, right? Basically, it's prorated. So if you happen to have a month or two where you're gonna be boondocking without any services at all, you might as well jump up to the regional plan for $150. Now, if you happen to have the unlimited plan, you want to go back down to the $50 plan, it's just by your billing cycle. So at the next billing cycle is when it's going to take effect. Also, another burning question is, let's say I get a full-time job in the city and I don't really necessarily need the Mini to use all the time. Can I pause the service? And the answer is yes. But it's not like you pause it and start it up a week later, or you pause it and you can start it up anytime you want. That's not really how it works. You can pause it and start it up in monthly increments. So keep that in mind. It's monthly increments. You can pause it and you can't just turn it on in a week. And I guess you can if they prorate it. I'm actually not too sure, but everybody on the forums are saying that that's how it works. It's in monthly increments. Pause it for that month and then turn it back on for the next month. So those were the two burning questions. Now the Starlink website is a little bit annoying. Look at this. Now they have a limited time offer. The Gen 3 Starlink kit only costs $249. Now the Starlink Mini is $599. Kind of a bummer that the Generation 3 is half the cost, but that's okay with me. I like the smaller footprint. You could literally backpack with it, and I like the fact that you could power it with 12 volt as opposed to AC, which isn't as efficient. But if you're down for the cause and you want to get the Generation 3, which is actually a better performer than the Mini, you're not going to really tell, but technically speaking, it is a lot faster than the Mini. It's only $250 right now. Remember when this first came out and it was $1,000+? Now it's only $250 for a limited time. Now the Starlink website itself is a little annoying because it leaves a lot to be desired. I get it. They like it all minimal and stuff. But let's say you click on one of these things and you order something. There isn't that much information about it, right? So that's why you go to the forums and you ask questions there. And in terms of mounts, let's say you wanted to mount this Starlink Mini. Let's change gears and let's talk about Starlink mounts, because if I end up liking this service and I end up being in the boondocks 24/7, which I want to, which is the whole purpose of the Mini, there's all kinds of different mounts you can get. Let's take a look at some of them. I'm not affiliated with any of these people, but I do see them in the forums trying to sell these mounts for the every new Starlink that comes out. You got your suction kit mounts here, and it's very low profile, and it looks pretty cool. Kind of outrageous price. I mean, $200 for suction cups, but it is what it is. And look at this. This is cool too. You see how it's just mounted right there and with the handle and all that. So there's already a lot of options for mounting. For me, as you saw, I just put it in my dash. For now, let's see how this works out. And if I do really like it, I will put it up on my roof and mount it there. I hate to drill another hole into my home on my roof or my wall, but it is what it is, and I may end up doing that anyways. So yes, you can pause the services, and yes, you can switch plans at any time. Those were my two burning questions. If you guys have any burning questions that isn't in this frequently asked questions right here, as you see on the screen, which is some basic questions, if you have some more nuanced questions, let me know in the comments section and I'll do my best. I will be hanging out in the comments in case you guys have any questions whatsoever. But for now, my review of the Starlink Mini, it's a major go. Now that's a triple major go so far. That's the highest go on my channel.
And if you guys like what you see, go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.